Break it down.
Hello guys, what's up? It's Tabe. So in this video, I'm gonna bring you something a bit different. It's gonna be a review of Krieg, the latest non-allable content for Borderlands 2. So this video took a lot of hard work and editing, so please feel free to give it a like and a comment telling me what you think. So let's get into it. So to start this off, let's talk a little bit about the origin of this character. There's been no official echo recorders released, so I can't give you a definite origin story for him, but using hints and information officially released from Gearbox and Gearbox staff, we can puzzle together the basics of his story. So here it is. Originally, he started up as just another seeker of the vault, but during his adventures, he got captured by the Hyperion Corporation and was experimented on in the hope of making some kind of super soldier. He eventually escaped by unknown means and was once again freed, but the experiments that Hyperion Corporation did on him might have made him super strong and fast, but it also kinda left him, well, psycho. He has now resumed his quest to find the vault, but still struggles with the suicidal thoughts and overall insanity. As much as he tries to go back to normal, his mind is just too far gone, and there's no turning back. By now, he has kind of accepted this fact, and he's doing his best to locate the vault, and he sure doesn't mind taking down the Hyperion Corporation at the same time. So let's get into the main gameplay mechanic of Krieg. That is his Buzz Axe Rampage ability. With this ability, it sends Krieg into a blood-frenzied killing state, where his movement speed and melee damage is considerably increased. While in this mode, Krieg can use his Buzz Axe to cut people, causing high amounts of damage at close range. But that is not all. Krieg can also throw his Buzz Axe at foes, knocking them back at a range, but it causes a lot less damage than his melee swipe. It is also worth mentioning that killing an enemy in this state instantly recovers all of Krieg's health. The first skill tree is the Bloodless one, and it's mainly focused on powering up Krieg's melee and weapon ability through killing enemies. A few key perks of this skill tree is the Bloodless skill, which boosts Krieg's ability in a lot of different ways. Bloodless is gained by hurting foes. Another worth to mention skill is the Buzz Axe Bombardier skill, which greatly increases the damage of Krieg's Buzz Axe when thrown by attaching a stick of dynamite to it. The final key skill in the Bloodless tree is Blood Explosion, which causes enemies to explode with an elemental Nova Blast that matches the element that last heard it. The second skill tree is the Mania skill tree, and my personal favorite. The tree is mainly focused on increasing / recovering your health and causing heavy damage through melee combat. Once again, I'll be going through some key perks of this tree. The Mania tree actually has a lot of key skills. I'll start with Pull the Pin, which causes Krieg to drop a grenade when killed in classic Psycho fashion. So to the second skill, which is the infamous Light Diffuse perk, which replaces the normal Fight for Your Life mode with once again something of a trademark of Krieg's as a character, a blood frenzied killing state where Krieg sprints around, shock impacts with dynamite at unsuspecting foes. Krieg can also detonate a bundle in his hand, causing high amounts of damage and giving Krieg the last chance to come back from the brink of death. This skill is something fun and new, but sometimes you wish you could just pull out a rocket launcher and blow into smithereens. Next up, we have Silence the Voices, which boosts Krieg's melee ability up to 250% more damage, not counting class mods. But there's a huge downside to this perk. It also gives you a 12% chance to hit yourself. And I know some of you guys might be thinking to yourself, well, that's not too bad. Yes, that would be the case if it was actually just a 12% chance, but it's way off. It's more like 30 to 40% chance to hit yourself, and since the animation takes about 2 seconds to do, it can get pretty annoying. Really annoying. So on that sad note, let's get into the gold of this skill tree. They released the Beast perk, which turns you into a badass Psycho Mutant if you activate your Buzz Axe Rampage ability below 33% health. Being a badass Psycho Mutant comes with a few perks, such as doing 100% more melee damage and taking half as much damage from enemy attack. So last but not least, the Hullborn skill tree. This tree is centered around doing high amounts of damage through elemental attacks, mostly fire. This tree has 4 key perks, and starting off with number 1, the Numbed Nerve skill, which cuts damage taken when on fire by half. The second key perk is Delusional Damage, that gives Krieg the ability to self-ignite by doing any kind of elemental effect to enemies, not just fire. Up next is a skill that heals Krieg from the elemental damage done to enemies. And this skill is of course the oh so useful Elemental Empathy. The final skill in the Hellborn tree is the Raving Retribution, which gives Krieg homing balls of fire that seeks out and hurts enemies if Krieg is hurt. Okay, so now for the verdict. Krieg is a good character for crowd control, and he's a really fun class to play, and I like the design choice. Psycho's pretty original, and I think we all wanted to play with one if you've played the first one. But what's lacking on this character is it's had really poor performance against bosses, and it makes it not viable for the long run, since once you've maxed out your character, all you really do is bossing. And so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, and that's pretty respectable. It would have done maybe an 8 if it had boss capabilities. It's a fun class to play, and it's a good class overall. And so do I think you should buy it? I'm not sure. It's $10, but you do get a lot of playtime out of it. So it's up to you. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Can go either way. It's not a must-have, but it's a fun thing to have. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.